بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We are here, we're going to continue the next chapter in our book of Nahu, inshallah. And it is going to be very similar to the last chapter, except we're now going to deal with dual words and the i'rab of dual words, al-muthanna. So we have here al-mazra'a. Al-mazra'a is the farm. And we're going to take some of the new words that we have for this chapter here in the box below, where we have al-kalimatul jadida, new words. So we already took the first word, al-mazra'a, the farm. And then after that we have nasheed. Nasheetun. And we learned this word before. It means something like active or energetic or busy, lively, etc. And after that we have haratha. Haratha, yahruthu, from the wazn of fa'ala yaf'ulu. It means to plow or cultivate. Cultivate. Haratha, he cultivated. Yahruthu means he is cultivating. So after that we have razaqa.
Provide.
Razaqa, and we should know this word because it's very common in the Quran, in the Sunnah, and it's one of the names of Allah is Ar-Razaq.
No, provider.
Naam, the provider. So Razaqa means he provided or he bestowed upon someone something.
No.
Naam. And then we have yarzuqu, which is just the present tense. Yarzuqu. Which just means he is providing. Now, then we have qawiyun. I'll put it over here on the left side. Qawiyun means strong. Right. Also, a name of Allah is Al-Qawi.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we have Al-Kharif. Al-Kharif. Which means the fall, the season of fall. After that, we have Al-Rabi', which is also a season, the spring. Like the months, two of the months of the year in the Hijri calendar are Rabi'ul Awwal and Rabi'ul Akhir. Rabi'u or Rabi'u Thani. And then we have the last set of words, Ahya, Yuhyi. Ahya means he brought to life or he gave life. He gave life or brought to life. And yuhyi is the present tense. Yuhyi, he is giving life. طيب. So, is that all clear? Inshallah. So now we're gonna read the story and translate it. بإذن So we have story starts. المزرعة كبيرة. The farm is big, and we see that المزرعة has a ta مربوطة.
No.
Now it has a ta مربوطة, which means it's a feminine word, which is why the khabar is also feminine. كبيرة. Instead of المزرعة كبير. So the farm is big. وأشجار الفواكه كثيرة. And the trees, the fruit trees, are plentiful. Here we have ashjar, which is the plural of an inanimate, non-living thing, which makes us use the singular feminine uh, adjectives with it. Right? We learned this before, where if we have a plural word of something that is not alive, not non-living, like people or jinns or angels or animals, um, you use a singular feminine word with it. So that's why in here we have kathira. Kathira is feminine because asjar is treated like a singular feminine.
عفوا يا أخي.
نعم.
وأشجار الفواكه كثيرة.
No.
كثيرة is the adjective of أشجار.
Yes, like we learned in the last chapter, the khabar matches, is supposed to match with the mubtada. And the mubtada, when there is idafa, the mubtada is the mudaf. Because asjarul fawakih is idafa.
Okay. So
Right?
yeah,
Remember?
نعم.
Yes.
No, sorry.
And the al fawakih would be mudafun ilayhi. So the khabar would be matching the mudaf.
نعم.
Okay, so the trees, the fruit trees, or the trees of fruits, which doesn't sound really like correct in English, so we could say fruit trees are plentiful. وَالنَّبَاتُ مُخْتَلِفُ الْأَنْوَاعِ. And the plants are of various types. The plants or vegetation are مختلف الأنواع, are of various types. في المزرعة فلاحان. In or on the farm, في المزرعة are فلاحان, فلاحان. two farmers. I think we must have learned this word before. Fallahun is a farmer.
نعم.
نعم.
Al-fallahani nasitani. Here we have a sentence that begins with a dual word, muthanna. Al-fallahani, the two farmers, nashitani, are lively or busy. Okay, and
نعم.
here I'm just going to stop for a second and give an example of i'rab when we have i'rab of mubtada that is muthanna. Because last chapter we learned about the i'rab of a mubtada when it's mufrad, right, singular. We did mufrad mudhakkar and mufrad muannath. So here we have al-fallahani. We say mubtada mubtada'un marfu'un bil alif li'annahu muthanna. Okay, we say this is the subject, mubtada'un marfu'un bil alif. It's marfu' with the alif. The sign that this word is marfu' when it's a dual word is this alif. This alif. Aliful muthanna. We learned this before. It's called aliful muthanna, and it, it is the sign that the word is marfu'. And that's why we say marfu'un bil alif li'annahu, because it is muthanna. Because it's muthanna. So continuing, وهما يحرثان الأرض. And them two, the two farmers, cultivate the soil or land. يحرثان, from the word we learned in the beginning of this chapter, حرث يحرث. When we conjugate it for the dual, it would become يحرثان. They cultivate the land. وَيَسْقِيَانِ النَّبَاتَ. And they water, they water or irrigate the plants or vegetation. They water the plants. وَيَدْ, this is a mistake, so sukun. وَيَدْعُوَانِ اللَّهَ أَنْ يَرْزُقَهُمَا خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. And they supplicate to Allah that He bestows upon them much good uh, in terms of provisions. Okay. وفي المزرعة فلاحتان. Now we had before الفلاحان. فلاحان. This is sorry, مثنى مذكر. مثنى مذكر. This is masculine dual. Now we have الفلاحتان. This is مثنى مؤنث. مثنى مؤنث, feminine dual, because fallah Fallahun becomes, if we want to make it feminine, fallahatun. And then we add the alif nun to make that feminine form dual. So it becomes fallahatani. We learned that before too. So we have وَفِي الْمَزْرَعَةِ فَلَّاحَتَانِ, and on the farm are two female farmers. الْفَلَّاحَتَانِ نَشِيطَتَانِ, the two female farmers are energetic, active, and or lively or busy. وَهُمَا تُسَاعِدَانِ أَخَوَيْهِمَا, and them two female farmers aid. تُسَاعِدَانِ means them two aid أخويهما, their two brothers. Yani the two male farmers, they aid them too. From the word akhawani. Akhawani means two brothers, okay? And we learned that when a dual word, a muthanna word, is used in idafa, we have to drop the noon. So if we want to say his two brothers, for example, we're going to say his two brothers, we would say um, who, he would be who, right? We drop the noon and plus ha. So it becomes akhawahu. That's why here we have akhawayhima, because it's also maf'ulun bihi from the verb tusa'idani. If it's confusing, don't worry about it. If you want to like clarify, feel free to ask. But tusa'idani, who they're aiding are the two brothers. So the two brothers becomes maf'ulun bihi, and that makes the muthanna word change from having an alif to a ya. We learned that from the chart before, the Muslimuna chart. Muslimuna, Muslimaini, right? When Muslimuna is marfu', when it becomes mansub, it's Muslimaini. When it becomes majroor, it's also Muslimaini. Similarly, when the word akhawani becomes mansub, because it's the maf'ulun bihi here, the object of the verb, it will become akhawaini. Now, and then we use it in idafa with huma. That's why we drop the noon and attach it with huma. And one of the exceptions to the rule with the attached pronouns is for ease of pronunciation, the huma becomes hima. If that was too complicated for anybody, don't worry about it. So, wahuma tusa'idani akhawayhima, them two aid their two brothers. Fatajma'ani, so they gather, them two gather. Jama'a yajma'u, tajma'ani, them two females gather. So them two females gather thimar al-asjar, the fruits of the trees, wal khudar, and the vegetables. Fruits. وفي المزرعة ثوراني, another dual word, another muthanna mudhakkar. So we would say here ثوراني, okay, ثوراني خبر المبتدأ مرفوع بالألف لأنه مثنى. Okay, and on the farm are two bulls. الثوران قويان, the two bulls are strong. وهما يساعدان الفلاحين. Right here is another example. تساعدان, them two bulls. I mean, يساعدان, them two bulls aid the two farmers. الفلاحان. So because الفلاحان becomes the object of the verb يساعدان, which makes it مفعول به. I mean, it makes it mansub because it's مفعول به. It changes to الفلاحين with a ya. Okay, and that ya is the sign of the word being mansub. Just like we say al-fallahani marfu'un bil alif li'annahu muthanna, we say it's al-fallahani is marfu'un because of the alif. We say this al-fallahaini is mansubun because of the ya. Okay. So يساعدان الفلاحين, they aid the two farmers في عملهما, in their work. So then we have في الخريف, in the fall. كانت المزرعة, the farm is أرضا لا نبات فيها, is a land with no vegetables, no plants. ولا ثمارة, and no fruits. وفي الربيع, and in the spring. أحياها الله بالنبات, Allah gives life to it with vegetation. بالنبات الأخضر, with green vegetation and plants. And then uh, we have an ayah, إن الذي أحياها لمحيي الموتى إنه على كل شيء قدير. Indeed, he who has given it life, إن الذين أحياها, referring to the earth. لمحيي الموتى is surely is the giver of life. لمحيي الموتى is the one who gives life to the dead. إنه على كل شيء قدير. Indeed, he is able to do all things. Now, so that is the whole translation of this story, of this lesson. Inshallah, then tomorrow we will begin with the exercises and the i'rab of this chapter. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Any questions, by the way?
Now I think I'm just gonna go back and look at the film again and get a better understanding and try to indulge this a little bit more. So,
Inshallah.
come on, what
If anybody is confused, no problem. Just ask me to clarify. Here, I'll just mention some of the stuff here. Al-mubtada, al-muthanna. That's the dual mubtada. This is basically the exercises are going to be regarding the mubtada, which is in the dual form. So here we have an example. Al-fallahani nashitani. The two farmers are energetic. So the mubtada here, the mubtada is al-fallahani, and it is muthanna. So we will practice doing the i'rab for this. We say it is mubtada marfu'un bil alif لأنه مثنى. مبتدا مرفوع بالألف لأنه مثنى. If everyone understands this i'rab, then that's the main point of the lesson, of the chapter. Mubtada, this word is mubtada, it's the subject, it's the mubtada of the sentence. It is marfu'un bil alif. It's marfu'un with due to the alif, or indicated by the alif. لأنه مثنى, because it's muthanna. So when a word is muthanna, when it's a dual word and you see the alif, that's the sign that it is marfu. Basically, that is the concept. And in the lesson, it also wants us to be able
مثني مثنى.
muthanna.
Okay. So مبتدا مرفوع بالألف لأنه مثنى.
No, yes.
Okay.
So this is the i'rab when the word and the mubtada is muthanna, is in the dual form.
So what would the cover? How would you put the cover? Like it would be marfu'un bil alifi li'annahu muthanna for the cover.
Same thing, same thing. So you would just,
Alhamdulillah. Okay,
just say
better understand it now.
khabarul, it'll be just like this. Khabarul mubtada'i marfu'un bil alifi li'annahu muthanna. So all we change is this first phrase
Mhm.
between this and mubtada'un.
So you would say kabru al mubtada
Yes.
mubtada marfu'un bil alifi li'annahu muthanna.
Yes.
Mashallah.
Yes.
Mashallah.
Barakallahu feek.
Fikum barakallah. But once I looked at it like that, now I understand it. I'm like, okay, now I understand what he's saying. I was a little lost back there. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Alhamdulillah, forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Sorry. Sheikh.
Alhamdulillah. I'm not a sheikh.
I apologize. It's just a habit. I'm the teacher. So forgive me if I say it again.
May Allah reward you and increase you in good.
I mean, and why enter too? Say why enter?
So here, this is indicating that the type of word is muthanna mudhakkar, as opposed to the previous lesson where we were dealing with words that were mufradun mudhakkar.
Oh, okay.
So that was singular masculine, and now we have dual masculine, and also we have dual feminine, muthanna muannath, as opposed to mufrad muannath in the last lesson. Naam.
No.
أفهم.
Alhamdulillah. Barakallahu feekum.
Thank you for that.
Inshallah, we'll practice the exercises tomorrow. We'll ask Allah to give us all success and understanding, and to keep us consistent. Ameen. سبحانك
آمين يا رب.
وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Excellent class, Aki. Excellent class.
Alhamdulillah, you're too kind.